Well, we'll be moving on to our next session. It's going to be a live hacking demo. And it's going to be done by a lady. Because I think this end of the event is reserved for us. Although I'm telling our story today. And surprisingly, this lady she doesn't have a background in cybersecurity or computer science, but she'll be showing us a live hacking demo. She is a passionate penetration tester who strives to make the digital world a safer place. And as I said, she doesn't have a background in computer science or cybersecurity, but her curiosity has led her to this captivating field. She thrives on diving into networks and systems, uncovering vulnerabilities, and empowering organizations to bolster their defenses. Her mission is one of the collaboration, education, and creating a tangible positive impact on cybersecurity. Please, a round of applause for this lady, and welcome Miss Ikponke Godwin. Please, a round of applause for her, please. Louder!
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so my name is Ikponke Godwin. I am a cybersecurity consultant. And she has already give a very brief background about me. I don't have a tech background. I studied communication in school. I just did a career switch in 2022. That's when I started learning cybersecurity, and I got a job after 1 year. Like a really good job. So it's a motivation to everyone that is here. If you are just starting today, you can start and you can make it. Thank you. Okay, so this is me, Ikponke Godwin. So apart from hacking and protecting organization, I also do movies a lot. Okay, so because I know it's a hacking demo, I'm not supposed to do a lot of slides, but I just want to walk you through what I'm going to do today. So we are going to be focusing on port 80, which runs on TCP. We all know port 80 and everything. I don't need to go much deep. And these are some of the vulnerabilities that you can find with HTTP. We know it's unencrypted communication, so you could have things like SQL injection, command injection, cross-site scripting, and a whole lot. Okay, so I'm going to jump this slide to when we are into the hacking space. So these are the steps I'm going to be taking. Firstly, I need to identify the target, explore the web application, exploit a vulnerability, and gain unauthorized access to the environment. So let's dive into Kali. Firstly, we need to identify our target. It's very important when you are doing hacking. You need to, first of all, ensure that you can communicate with your host. So for us to do that, I'm going to... So this command, I'm just sending a pin request to this IP address, and I'm sending to... So with this, it returns with a communication. I can hack this machine. So the first thing that we are going to do is to enumerate the network using Nmap. Everybody here knows Nmap, so we are... you don't... are you serious? So everybody knows Nmap, right? Okay. So Nmap is used to discover open ports on the network. So if you have a network that is working, you can use Nmap with this command to find out all the ports that is open. Okay, so for this particular machine that we are hacking into, we have different ports that is open. We have from SSH to Telnet to SMPT, HTTP. You could see HTTPS and everything. So this is all the open ports that we have. So for the focus of this demo, we are going to be enumerating port 80. That's HTTP without the S. So I'm going to give this command again, but with this one, I will not specify that I just want to target port 80, and I'm also going to run some scan on it. So what the -A means is that I'm going to discover the services that are running. I'm going to discover the versions. I'm going to run some Nmap default script to find out things I can find on the network. So I've sent my scan. Okay, so thank you. My result came out that port 80 is open and is running Apache 228. Okay. So it is very important for you to discover the version number, because that is what you use to find vulnerabilities on that particular network. So when we are telling you, all defense people, try and do patching, update your network, we are not joking, no. Because if you don't do it, it is to our own advantage. So with this, I'm going to go further to enumerate the network. So for an attacker, from the attacker's perspective, information gathering is very important. So before you get any malicious email or any malicious messages on your phone, the attacker must have spent a whole lot of time to learn about you. You go to your LinkedIn, go to your Twitter, all the trip you've been making, we are gaining information. You post your company ID card on the internet, we are gaining information. So we are going to spend a lot of time to enumerate the network to find out a lot of information. So let me drop this and do some typing. So we are going to Metasploit. Metasploit is their attacker's friend. It's our friend. Our playground, right? For me to find information about this phone. Okay, so this one still came out that it's running Apache 2.3. Okay. We are finding other information on the target machine. So even with this, you've seen that Apache is outdated. Okay, so that gives an attacker a mindset. Maybe you should try something out with that particular vulnerability. Okay, so we are going to use Metasploit model to scan the HTTP, which will give us the version numbers and any other information that we are going to see in the host. So you can use the show option to find out what is required for you. Okay. So we need to set the RO. So the RO stands for the remote host. That's the IP address that we want to hack. So So because we are going to be using a lot of metasploits, I'll just set the global version for it. Okay, so if you look at that, you will see that we have additional information on the target host. When we were using Nmap scan, we only saw that it is running Apache 2.28. But with this particular Metasploit, we've been able to see that there is another thing that is running there. Who can identify that for me? Who can identify what is running here again? So we have PHP. Yes, we have PHP there, and there is a version number. So we can copy this. So when you're hacking, it's very important for you to take notes. We're also going to copy this. So we all know that port 80 runs on HTTP. So now we are actually going to the web to find out what kind of website are we even looking at on port 80. So you can just go here and type in the IP address. And this is the website. Yes, this is the website. Okay. So this is the source code of that website. This is when they say, okay, do we have developers in the house? Do we have, please just wave. We love you. We love you. Do you know why we love you? Do you know why we love you? Because you give us business, right? So it's very important that developers in the house, I love the fact that you are here because you are learning. And when you are developing applications, website, security should not be an afterthought, but it should be a proactive way of you building your application. So one thing that attackers can get from here is like all the comments. You know when you write comments on your code, we can actually get some from here. So it's very important for you to secure that. So we've gathered a lot of information on this website, this particular machine. So we are going to use the information that we've gathered to kind of find vulnerabilities. So all you need to do is, you've been able to identify a particular version of PHP that is running on this particular website. So you can just copy it to the web. Okay. What am I supposed to say? You can just paste it and say exploits. So we've seen like two different exploits that is affecting this particular site. That's why even as a security engineer or analyst working for a particular organization, it's always nice for you to like get all the versions of softwares and OS that is running in your environment to test whether there is a known vulnerability. Because and I want to say something. I know this is like a hacking demo, that it is a controlled environment, but I am a cybersecurity consultant. I do a lot of pen testing. We actually see a lot of these kind of things. We see a lot. So it's very important for you to check the web to know if there is any known exploits affecting the versions that are running in your environment. So with this, we are going to check this one out. So we've been able to find that there is a vulnerability that is affecting PHP, CGI, argument injection. So while that is loading up, let's go back to our slide. So what is CGI? CGI is just a common gateway interface. And then if you are talking about PHP, people that are developers, you know PHP is a programming language, it's a scripting language. And then the vulnerability that is affecting this particular version is called an command injection attack. So this vulnerability is caused by an error. When the vulnerable software handles a malicious request, it allows a remote attacker to execute arbitrary code via a crafted URL. So the affected version is PHP 5.24. So we've been able to identify the target, we've been able to identify the vulnerability on this particular machine. How can we actually hack this machine to be able to get unauthorized access to it? So we are going to go to hacking now. So Metasploit has a model for this that we can use to hack this machine. So we just copy it and go to the terminal. Please, I want you to look at this. We are almost done. So that you see when we pop the shell open. So this is the requirement for this particular exploit. We have to set the ROs, which I've said that is the remote host that we are targeting. So it's running on port 80, and SSL is false because it's not port 445. You also need to set the LOs. The L host is the local machine. That's my own machine because I'm going to be connecting to the remote host. And then we have our L ports running on 444. So we'll just exploit it. Did we see that? We are inside. We are inside the machine now. So that is that. This is actually the background of that particular website. If you want to now go into the real, like where you have warm directory and everything, you can just backtrack it. So we are okay. No, we are not the root home. So no, we are not the root. This is metasploitable. So that's that. Thank you.
A round of applause for our please. Thank you very much. There is no time for questions. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, 1 second. So please, this is a disclaimer. It is only for educational purpose.
Thank you.
If you do it, they will catch you. If they catch you, Ikponke is not there.
All right, please, a round of applause for her. Thank you very much for that beautiful presentation. And I saw it, man. I said, I want to hack. I want to learn how to hack. Along.